Say something. Yeah. I ruined it. I always ruin it. I'm not good at this stuff. So say it. Say it. Say it. Say it. Moments over. Hi everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Building Character with Logan and Kim. How you doing, Kim? look, look. Oh, I mean, if you're willing to stay up from 11 to midnight to make characters on every Monday with me, that will be my greatest achievement in life. It'll be a different game every week. I have I have I have successfully made characters every week since I've started this. So friends, oh, can I? Oh, can you should be able to hear Kim. I can hear Kim. Let me respond to this chat. We've had so many technical difficulties today, everyone. What? Why? Why? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. Oh, you sound very far away, apparently, Kim. We will get started very shortly soon. Okay. Well, I'll vamp for a minute. Huh. Yeah, I don't know if I. I mean, I'm streaming her video. Let me see if I can raise her. Let me. Okay, Kim, give us a couple words. Is that better? Oh God, I wish. Oh, I wish. No. I turned her up on Discord, but I don't really have an OBS. I don't really have an OBS situation for her. Well, this track.
I double checked that I am coming in through my Yeti mic, so it's not bad.
There's been so many little OBS issues tonight, though. Is that any better, Steven?
Hello. Hi.
I mean, I can turn her up more. You're up to 200. Whoa. Oh, hello.
No, that's not gonna work.
Huh.
Well, I will just sit here and smile and look pretty, and you go ahead and make me.
Make you a character. Okay, let me start off with our announcements. Hello, we are The Story Told. This is our Twitch stream, Building Character with me. We are proud members of the D20 Radio Network. We're also partnered with Fool's Moon Entertainment and affiliated with Metallic Dice Games. Enter the code STORYTOLD10 into your order to receive 10% off. Ooh, you even have like a beautiful thing on your mic. We are trying this again. I know last time we did video with Griffin, it was a little glitchy, so I'm trying this from a different computer. It's going great so far. It's been a journey, friends. It's been a journey of biblical proportions. And it's funny I say that because today it's funny I say that because today we're, as you see on the screen, you see a Nomine. This is the beautiful book that I have. Isn't it lovely? Kim, do you have your copy handy?
I don't have a copy.
What? I mean, you have a PDF copy, right?
I have a PDF of it. I have looked everywhere for art. Can people hear me? Because if you're hearing him making these awful transitions, I'm calling him out for it.
Okay, so it sounds like you're speaking through something, Kim.
I am not.
And that's probably
Quadruple checks.
that's probably
Settings, and it's coming through my Yeti mic.
what's your volume set on Discord?
Input volume 100. Yeti stereo microphone for the fourth time. Gentlemen.
Well, Evelyn, I'm not sure who you are, but hello, welcome. This is the copy that I bought years and years and years ago. I've been informed that it's like the limited edition. I don't know how I ended up with that one. I think God chose me. I'm gonna keep this up all night. Weird. Is Kim's sound routing through an onboard speaker on Logan's machine? I am sourcing her through Discord. I'm streaming her through Discord just like Griffin does for the Body Electric, so it should be fine. I'm not... Yes, he is on vacation.
My gain up, is that better? I just cranked my gain up.
Well, this is going swimmingly, everyone. Okay, so for those of you not familiar, the Story Told podcast last year did an episode on in Nomine. Griffin and I had a blast with that, and we have been wanting to make characters on this for a couple weeks now, and we thought tonight was the night. Apparently tonight might not be the night, but we're still going to try it anyway, so we'll see what happens. There are no form-fillable PDFs for these character sheets, so like the Wander Home one, I'm going to type up a document with whatever you have and post that on the blog on Monday like usual. But in Nomine, if you're not familiar, you play glamrock angels and rockstar demons fighting it out in an eternal musical struggle for the fate of the world. Take that as you will. And it's fabulous. We were going to try to get a game started. We're still hoping it gets started, which is why we're here now, so we can help Kim make her fabulous character. And Kim, you enlightened me about something, and I need to light a cigarette for this because it was hot. So I just need you to I just need you to I just need you to tell me what you said, or say what you said again earlier, because it was fabulous. I think it's perfectly fair. I don't know.
What exactly are you referring to?
Attractive men.
Oh, God. No, so what I said was, what I was alluding to was, hope people can hear me, is that this is not about Nomine, but my method of making characters, or my general desire when I make characters, that I joke about, being self-effacing when I do it, is that I like to role-play the boyfriend I wish to see in the world. And so a number of the characters that I create kind of fall into people who I would like to spend time in their heads. And so that's usually, but not exclusively, attractive men. So yeah, it comes down to the part that you heard selectively was attractive men. And the part that I was trying to say is that when I make characters, it's usually because it's someone that it's a space that I want to occupy for a little while with my mental
Oh, that sounds fun.
Apparently it sounds like I'm underwater. So...
Take your head down. Hi, I'm Steven. You know me as Olive. So listen to Kim.
What's up? What's the problem?
This is probably something I've done wrong, to be quite honest. I don't know. Well, you can be heard, Kim, even if faintly. And you know what? With what we're doing, I'm making an angel, you're making a demon. Communication issues, that's kind of what the game's about. So, we'll just roll with it and pretend it works. It's a kind of show, yeah. I think the word I'm looking for is shit show, but you know.
On my show, everyone would be able to hear me, so it's all good.
It's all good. Okay, so you know what? Let's start with you, Kim. I mean, so you want to make a demon, correct? And this is for a game that a friend was going to potentially run for us because we conned him into it. Hi.
We did not con him into it. He volunteered.
Did he, though? Or did we volunteer him? I think we just...
No one volunteers this person to do anything.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. So you're making it...
The point is that everyone else is playing an angel, and I wanted to play a kind of demon.
To be fair, the angel that I was going to play in this game was a drug dealer, so, you know, we're a little left of center. We're all a little crooked around here.
Well, I mean, this isn't, you know, the Great American Paladin race. There's there's nuance to all of these angels and all of these demons as well. But I think I was the lone demon, and not to put too many carts before too many horses, but I was a specific kind of demon that's set up a little bit differently.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us about maybe the band of demon that you were considering?
Well, see, here's part of the problem. I don't know this game well enough to explain it to anybody. That's why I wanted to come on here and have you kind of help me through this.
Oh, great. Okay.
What I know for sure about the mechanic of the game is that while each angel pledges themselves to something, each demon pledges themselves to a prince of hell, my demon, my flavor of demon, doesn't pledge to a specific prince of hell, but to general servitude that can be distributed to various privileges as needed, and the hopes that they would eventually earn their freedom by doing works for these princes.
Yes, and so that would have been Free Lillim, which are in a different part of the book, I think.
Yes. I was already, getting lost in chapter 2 before we even talked about the introduction.
Where the hell are they?
So I'm using a character I don't understand out of a book that I don't own for a game that I've never played. But who has a playlist on my Spotify account, so that's where I'm at.
Okay, so Lillim are basically those demons that are... If you know any kind of biblical lore, Lilith is a thing in this game, and she sided with hell, because she said, fuck God, he's an asshole. And she kind of does what she wants, and sometimes she's helping angels, sometimes she's helping herself, mostly she's helping herself. That's fair, I respect that. But her chosen flavor of demons are the Lillim, or the Tempters, I believe, yes. And they function a little differently in this game. They have, 3 favors that they have to do before they can be free, correct? Yes? Maybe so? I don't know. Potentially.
You tell me.
Okay, the daughters of Lilith, although I think they can be sons of Lilith, too. It's gender's, mutable in this game.
It's Daughters of Lilith, but by no means limited to male-presenting demons.
Okay, so their residence is they extract favor in exchange for services rendered. They can see needs and weaknesses of people. If a victim resists, that causes them dissonance. And everything in this game has musical references because it's all about the music of the heavens and the music of the world and being in harmony with it or discordant or dissonant with it. And, yeah. Let's see. I think they have to do 3 favors.
I feel like you're
9 favors. I'm just giving people a background on what the Lillim are. And a lot of times they serve Lilith, but they can be whored out, for lack of a better term, to various demon princes.
First you make me almost impossible to hear. Second, you call me a whore. What's next?
Not you, my love. Not you.
Slap me in the face.
So many jokes in that. Ooh, we're getting racy on the stream tonight. Here we go.
It's a good thing no one can hear me.
They can hear me. I'm in trouble. Oh, looks like our video's working better this time, though, so that's exciting. I'm, checking over here on my phone. Okay.
I'll just enunciate really large so that everyone can usually read my lips. How about that?
Okay, so why don't we start with, then, let me get to the table of contents to find out where I'm going. And we're just going to take this step by step, and that would be on page 27. Oh, that's so much earlier than I was at. Okay.
Starting at the very, very beginning, I know that we have angels and we have demons fighting the good fight or the bad fight. I do have a copy of Good Omens, so I know how this works. can angels and demons cohabitate? Can they be friends? Are they at odds with each other? What does the game want?
A little of column A, a little of column B.
Okay.
The game sets it up where you can have mixed parties, and I think it really encourages mixed parties. But there's always going to be conflict between them because for each choir of angels, there is a subsequent demon counterpart. The Lilim are the exception. I think the Malachim are the exception on the angel side, and unless you play the meta plot. Each of these will have a servitor that they serve, like Gabriel, Lord Yves, Jean, Janus, Dominic are some of the angels. Some of the demons are Hagenti, Baal, Asmodeus, etc., etc., etc. Yeah. And as a PC, so as an angel, you can choose any of these angelic servitors to serve. Vice versa for demons. The Lilim, however, are a little different in that they can sometimes serve angels. It doesn't happen often, and it does happen with the free Lilim. A free Lilim is a Lilim who has done all 9 favors and earned their freedom, which is what kind of something they all want ultimately to do, and whether they become good, bad, or self-serving, which is not necessarily good or bad, happens. So, knowing all that, what is your initial character concept, Kim?
Initial concept for me, because this is a game that I'm unfamiliar with, I wanted to go back a thematic narrative place that I'm very comfortable with, and that is working as a journalist. That's what my background is in. And so my goal with this character was to create somebody who does kind of, local underfunded or unfunded on-the-street journalism covering hyper-local investigative things that, certainly doesn't anymore have a newspaper that he publishes in. He's doing it himself. He's on a blog. He's his own writer, editor, photographer, and publisher, trying to get inside information that isn't necessarily coming through forward-facing channels. Not that I did that personally. I was a copy editor, which is why I'm no longer in journalism. Nobody wants those anymore. But just this idea of somebody who is looking to find information and will use either his charm or his fists as necessary to do that. I know, to curtain down some of the conversation we had with our fellow players was that I don't think anybody else really made anybody physical, so I was sort of interested in taking the role of somebody physical. So sort of being, charisma first, physicality second, book smarts third as far as where his strengths lie.
Cool. Okay, I'm into that. So yeah. And in terms of like bigger picture with that, does he serve Lilith, or were you kind of thinking maybe someone else? Like where are you sitting with that? And you don't have to have a decision on who that is. I'm just kind of curious as to what you were thinking.
Well, I think that's going to depend on what our game master storyteller decides where he is in his journey. I do think that he still has some debts to pay for sure. I think that's more narratively interesting than he's paid them all off and he's fine. I'd much rather pay someone who does have a little bit of weight still dragging around behind him.
Cool. Well, for tonight's purposes, we probably should choose a demon prince for your guy to serve, just so we can build this character and at least have a conceptual understanding of how all this works. Cool. I have a couple suggestions. Lilith, Princess of Freedom, is an obvious choice, but there's a couple demon princes that I think could be really interesting. There is Nibus, Prince of the Media, and Vapula, Prince of Technology. And I think either one of those could be really interesting fits for this conceptually. You could also go with Asmodeus, Prince of the Game, if he sees this as a game. Kronos is the Prince of Fate, and that could be interesting for this kind of investigator, like jack of all trades. I'm gonna be the whistleblower kind of situation. Um, there's also Malpheus, who is the Prince of Factions, which, could be interesting. Do any of those sound kind of interesting to you?
What were the first three again?
Lilith.
I'm teasing. I had envisioned. Well, first of all, I mean, we're doing this for demonstration purposes, but I think let's either do Lilith or let's do, was it the Prince of the News? You said.
Media Nibus.
Yeah.
Okay.
That seems like a no-brainer to me.
Okay, so he is on page 176. We'll get back to that later, because before we do that, we have a couple other things to do.
What's with all those wheels and shit?
All the wheels. So, again, there's not like a really good form-fillable character sheet. There.
They'll be found. I'm sure they exist somewhere, and I'm sure somebody will point it out to us kind of at some point.
I feel like I had one at one point, and I just can't find it out. And I might be making it up in my head, too. So, there we go. Okay, so yes, you have these three wheels that you see: corporeal, ethereal, and celestial. And this is something similar, in my mind, at least how I've understood this, to be like attributes in World of Darkness, or what are they called in D&D? Are they called skills? No, they're not skills. What are they called? Whatever your like strength abilities. Thank you. Wow. I don't play D&D that much. Anyways, they're kind of similar to that. Within them, you have two other things that they're tied to that. So for corporeal, you have strength and agility. Ethereal, you have intelligence and precision. And celestial, you have will and perception. Now, celestial is going to affect things on the heavenly plane. Ethereal is going to be things like the old gods, fairies, dreams. And it's exactly kind of what it says, like ethereal, like more ephemeral kind of concepts. And corporeal is going to be your more physical, rooted in reality as we humans understand it, more or less. So, first things first, let's see, we'll come back to name. You've chosen your demon prince, Nibus. Your band is Lilim. Essentially, band is basically race, for lack of a better term. I think band is a much better way to frame that. Wow, my computer is freaking out tonight. Here. Why is Siri going off? I don't care, Siri. Okay. I don't know how... It is always something with me. I promise everyone. I will get this eventually.
I'm like all up in my mic right now. Like I'm gonna get lipstick on the fur in a second.
There's jokes in that. This is also not fair to Kim because I can see Kim, but Kim can't see me.
Did you say that again? So Kim can hear you saying nice things about her?
I said this is not fair to Kim because I can see Kim, but she cannot see me.
Can't see you, and they can't hear me.
They can kind of hear you. We keep out the phone, and I can hear you kind of. I could. I promise. It was just... I'm not. I promise you. I didn't do anything on purpose. Oh my god. Okay, so first things first is we have to allocate our forces. Which is what...
What the hell is this? Like, this part befuddled me.
Okay, so your forces are the corporeal, ethereal, and celestial. And you get 9... They range from 0... Yeah, that comes next.
Okay.
Yeah, you get 9 points to allocate to your forces. So you have 9 points to spend between corporeal, ethereal, and celestial. 3, 3, and 3 is not a bad necessarily. 3 value is like a low average human adult. A 5 is a low average celestial. We play baby angels and demons at this point. So like you could have something at a 5 or a 6, but it'll be at the cost of your other 2.
Is this something that is fairly easy to increase as the game goes on, or are you pretty much locked into these high wedges?
Oh no, your experience can help you raise those. I mean, because eventually, as you grow in power, you can gain things like words, which are like domains under your control and everything. So this is a very traditional game in that XP allows you to become exponentially stronger over time. Now, but like attributes and World of Darkness, forces are more expensive to raise.
Sure.
But yes, you have 9 points to spread between these three. So how do you think you? Oh, thank you, Evelyn. Who are you, Evelyn? I'm like you're so knowledgeable at this. I think I know who you are, but I'm not sure. And if you want to tell me privately, that's okay too, to protect your anonymity. An editable Excel sheet. I had so many technical difficulties, Kim. I was not gonna open an Excel sheet in this. That was.
I made myself a Google Doc because I don't have time to wait for other people to make PDFs for me. So I have in my possession, and I don't use Google Docs, but for all of my characters, I just make a Google Doc because that way, if I'm anywhere, I have access to my characters.
Evelyn, I think you're my nemesis. I think I know exactly who you are, but I will confirm later. Oh, no, it's not. I don't know you. Oh, I thought you were someone else. Well, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. Oh, this is wonderful. Yay. Hi, welcome. We love having you here. Thanks for,
Yeah, no, thank you. In all seriousness, and thank you very much for being here and putting up with such difficulty and being knowledgeable about this. This is amazing. I'm super grateful to have you here, and I know that you are not Logan's nemesis.
We are truly very happy to have you here today. Okay, so Kim, you have 9 points to spread out throughout your 3 forces. How do you think you want to break those down?
Sure. So this is tough because there really isn't an obvious place to put social skills, and I think what ends up happening based on my limited exposure to this set of rules is that social skills are kind of spread out throughout the 3 categories.
I will say what I know. I was just looking at something a minute ago, and I think what you're looking for then are ethereal forces. It's the incarnation of sentience, the mind separated from the base demands of the body. The more ethereal forces a person has, the more intelligent he will be, and the more precise his actions, as well as greater control over his symphonies, ethereal songs. So I think ethereal will probably deal a little bit more with the social realm, if you want to keep that in mind.
Going with what little work I did do on this character ahead of time, we're going to do corporeal 4, ethereal 3, celestial 2.
Perfect. I think that makes sense for him. I think that makes perfect sense for him.
Celestial is my dump stash.
Okay, so you went 4, 3, 2, right?
Yes.
Okay, so now what you do is you Ooh, man, 90s games were complicated. See, this is what I have to say I do like about White Wolf games is they have that handy dandy little character creation chart that says do this. So now you do your characteristics. Yes, okay, sorry, that is right. Okay, so you multiply each of them by 4. So in your corporeal, it'll be 4 times 4 is 16. You have 16 points to split between strength and agility.
Sure.
And then for ethereal, you would have 12 then, and celestial you would have 8. So yeah, just assign those beautiful bean stats. I love
That would be strength 8, agility 8, intelligence 7, precision 5, will 4, perception 4.
Wonderful. So next you pick your attunements, and that's on page 36. Now, there are choir band attunements, servitor attunements. So that's where we go back to where we were before. And the Lilum.
I think this is as far as I got on my own before I gave up. And then I just made a playlist and went, he's done.
Okay, so yeah, so basically you are okay. That's how we do this, and we chose Nibus, correct?
For this example, yes.
Jen, Kabbalah, Lilum. I need to get to the demons. Nibus 176. So you are a Lilum of Media. And you'll put that on your attunements part of your sheet. And let's see. So basically, Lilum aren't assigned to stars. They are stars. For free, each Lilum starts with a roll at a level and status equal to her corporeal forces. Her servant is a faithful fan. So you have a servant who is a fan of yours. So you're probably some kind of like, based on this, and we could choose a different demon prince if this doesn't suit what you're thinking. You'd probably be some kind of like celebrity journalist or like red carpet journalist exposing celebrity gossip, like a, I can't believe I'm about to say this, like a Perez Hilton type or something.
Is he Perez Hilton or is he more Dan Staffage?
Either one. It depends on how you choose to go about it. That was just the first name that came to mind.
Celebrity journalist, but he could have a very loyal readership.
Mm-hmm. And you have one fan in particular who is absolutely smitten and will do everything you say.
Sure, that's not weird. Let's do that.
Okay, so yeah, so on your attunements, you will just put Lilum of Night or Lilum of Media. And then make a note that you have a roll and status equal to your corporeal forces. So just put roll level 4 and then status level 4. And make a note that you have a servant who is a faithful fan. Then,
Is he a faithful fan or is he someone who believes in the work that I'm doing?
sure. I mean, that's kind of up to you. I mean, I think faithful fan is like highly, highly, highly interpretable. Okay, so next you select your resources, which 36 will detail for us. Okay, so resources include the skills, songs, possessions, and other tools that help your character complete your mission. Each resource corresponds to one kind of force, corporeal, ethereal, celestial, and has a level of 1 to 6. And this is things like songs, servitors, relics, tethers, that sort of thing. And those are like the 4 core things. Artifacts are items. Songs are magic powers. You can get highly specific skills. But you can also get more attunements. To 70. Let me go back to 70 because that will explain this a little bit better.
This book is laid out like
Like an
MC Escher painting.
uh-huh.
I'm not saying that to you, I'm saying that to everyone else. The reason that we're bouncing around like morons is because the book is laid out like a college freshman lit presentation. It's all there. The work's been done, but they did it at like 11 o'clock the night before. Maybe past midnight.
It's real pretty though. The book is real pretty though. I will say that.
I mean, beautiful pictures will get you so far. That's what I'm saying. The presentation is definitely complete. This is well organized. No, this is a 100 level class. So there's a lot of bouncing around, and I do not have a physical copy, but I feel like if they weren't so goddamn hard to come by, the best thing you could do is very carefully take it apart and reassemble it in a better order.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about these resources for a second. So you have artifacts, and if they're corporeal, they're ordinary objects. Ethereal are things like talismans, or they give skill bonuses. Celestial are more like relics. They contain songs and reliquaries, which gather and store essence. They can do all kinds of different things. There's examples in the book of like a stunt cycle, blessed weapons, stealthy shoes for talismans. You have a fiery sword for a celestial artifact. Holy or unholy pistols, that sort of thing. You have rolls as a resource. Now you have a roll for free. So this is basically when you're not being all demon looking, this is your human form, more or less. And so that is like, and it can be damaged. Since you have one for free at level 4, you pick like a you pick a concept for these, more or less. Not a concept, but more like an archetype. There is a journalist in here.
Yes.
So it talks about like journalists need to have literacy and fast talk, move silently, lockpicking, computer operation, dodge and escape will also come in handy. We'll get into that in a minute. You have servants, which your fan... I don't know if your fan qualifies as a servant unless you pay for it as a servant, because that roll 4 for free is like a pretty nice bonus, because rolls can get expensive. You can buy skills, which is kind of what it talks about.
That seems way more important than flaming swords and motorcycles.
You also...
If you have the right skills, you can borrow people's flaming swords and motorcycles. But then again, like I said, I got halfway through this process and gave up, so what the hell do I know?
You also have songs, and these are like big conceptual things like attraction, charm, dreams, healing, and motion. Projection, which is projecting your consciousness from one plane of reality to another. You have shields, thunder, tongues. That's...
Is that thunder, tongues or thunder tongues? Because that might be his nickname with certain people, if that's an option.
Thunder, tongues, but you know, you do you. Have both. Now, let's see.
I'd like to make a demon named Thunder Tongue, please.
Jesus Christ.
Aren't you glad you invited me along? Aren't you glad they can barely hear me?
Okay, so you have a pool of character points for this, and that is equal to 4 times the number of your forces. So you start with 9 forces, so it's 4 times 9, which is 36. You have 36 points.
And that's a pool that is meant to cover skills, equipment, cool shit, and powers. So that covers a lot.
Yes, I do think with the exception of rolls, it's more like a 1-to-1 thing. Let's see. What page did it say those were on? 4 times the number...
Is there any wisdom to dividing it up a certain way? Is it easier down the road to buy stuff rather than abilities? Like, is that...
Well, let me find out. This is why we do this, because I believe making a character for a game helps you understand the game. And it's been a minute since I've done this. Page 202. That is not where that is. What told me I was on page 202? I don't know where this is. Again, not laid out great.
And you have a physical copy of the book. I just have a PDF in front of me.
Well, let's see here. Those are songs, dissonance, ethereal combat. I mean... This is fun. We're on a journey together, everyone.
I can tell you some of the things I was looking at previously, if that helps you at all.
Yeah, go ahead and talk about that while I find this experience, whatever, because they're calling it something else.
Some of the things that I had written down and I was mostly focused, again, on skills, artifacts, and other things like that kind of seem like, I won't say not as important, but I feel like just based on the experience, the games that I have played, my mind is set on skills being the next step in making a character like this. So I had fighting, I had dodge, under corporeal, I had lying and savoir-faire under ethereal. I did pick the Song of Attraction because I'm predictable, and I do like being a sexy social tank whenever I possibly can. And it looks like under celestial, which it's weird that it's celestial, but then some of these seem like very mundane things. I had chosen fast talk and seduction.
Well, to speak to that, that is... from my understanding of this, you can assign it to any one of those things, and what you assign it to really keys into where it applies to. So your fast talk would be on a like celestial level, like dealing with celestial forces and things of that nature. So if you wanted it more mundane, you would take it at the skill as a corporeal skill.
So does that mean that I would theoretically want to buy a skill multiple times if I want to use it in multiple ways?
That's my understanding of it.
Okay. That seems like a lot.
Let's see. Page 45 gives full skill rules. Though talent. Well, okay. A skills level determines the user's chance of performing it correctly. Okay, actually, I think I was wrong about that. I think your skills can apply to any of those. It's songs that like key off the three forces, but skills. Just so we're aware, and to kind of because it's 11:41 now, skills are a one for one cost.
Okay.
Artifacts. So artifacts vary in cost, and it tells you it based on each different type. So like a corporeal artifact is equal to its level as a resource. Ethereal. Doesn't say.
It says somewhere on like page 227.
Yeah, but we're not really thinking of that. Servants.
No, we are. They just didn't put it where it needs to be. I'm very excited to play this game. I'm just also very excited to like print out all the pages that I need and put them in an order that I understand.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like the layout of this book is like really, really messy. 1 second.
But we're not going to use that as an excuse. We're gonna do what we can with what we have.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's.
Are there any examples? Not necessarily picking something out for myself, but just as you're looking at it, are there any examples of what a level 1 artifact looks like versus a level 5 artifact looks like? Difference between like level 1 is a stone and level 5 is God fucking motorcycle. Like what's the scale here? What's the sliding scale?
Trying to find that out.
Like if I want St. Peter's Ducati, is that level 5 or is it like level 3? And wait till you see what level 5 can do.
I don't know. Well, no, and that's really frustrating because when we did this before, I had figured it out, and it's like one of those things that's like needlessly complicated. As much as I'm like excited about this game, it's weirdly like there's not like everything you need in one section. Yeah.
Put you on the spot here. You're just the one with the book.
No, I understand. Fuck, where is this page that has like the breakdown of like making a character? Okay, I'm getting a little frustrated with this because I don't remember it being this difficult when I did this before.
The quick guy, is that what you're looking for?
Page 27. The problem with this book is like it is mountains of text that you have to get through for like very specific information.
Right.
Okay, so we are at selecting resources. Page 36 and page 70 should help us a little bit, one would think.
Page 36 tells you to go to page 70, so I would just go ahead and hop right on over to page 70.
Yeah.
Each resource corresponds to one kind of force, corporeal, ethereal, celestial, and has a level from 1 to 6. depend on the type of resource.
Okay.
Many examples on page 70. So yeah, 36 not going to help us.
Well, not necessarily true. Because there's stuff about that on page 40. Which is bizarre. Like...
Open up the door to the basement, flip to page 45. If you go back and tell Grandma that there's noises coming from the ground, go to page 72.
See, because on page 43, when it talks about rolls, it says the cost of a roll depends on its status and its level, see below. Multiply status by level and divide the result by 2. So, for instance, the status 4 roll at level 6 costs 12 points. Because 6... It doesn't. I'm just... Ah! I pulled out my cord. Can you hear me? Are we back? We're back.
I can hear you, but clearly that is a indicator of nothing.
Skills are 1 for 1. Songs are 1 point per level. So, like, if you wanted, like, a level 3 corporeal song of healing, that would be 3 points. Artifacts, I think, get more complicated. But I don't think page 70 tells you that. Like, what the costs are.
Be a sexy demon boy on a motorcycle. How do I do that?
Okay. Talismans cost level times 2 character points and add their level to the user's skill. Okay. So talismans will boost a skill. So say you wanted like a +2 boost to your dodge.
Sure.
That would be 2 levels times 2, so it'd be 4 character points for a talisman that did that.
Okay.
We got there, everyone. It took us some time, but we got there. So like this fiery sword, for example, like that's in the book. Oh wait, relics are different.
Yeah, relics are not the same. Yeah, talismans, relics. Talismans kind of seem like a waste of points because it sort of seems like you'd be better off just putting those points into either a skill or just into the skill. Like, why would you want to spend 2 points for a relic that boosts your skill 1 point when you could just buy 2 more points of that skill?
I think it's because they could if you had to like trade it with someone in your party to use, that would be useful. And
Could also be, I mean, I feel like part of that would be having a conversation with your game master and saying, are talismans something that we might encounter in the game and need to recover or fight over or share? You know, if our little, for lack of what the appropriate term is, our squadron of 4 angels and 1 cranky demon with a motorcycle find a talisman that ups their dodge, we can either be ecumenical about it and say, yeah, no, go ahead, you take it, you're going to need it, or we can fight over it, or one of us can steal it. You know, that's a conversation to be had with the storyteller. Is it something that you can encounter in the game, or is it something that you've got to set up a character creation, and that's that?
well, I mean, I think you're not wrong. But I also think too that you have to think about like where you're spending your points. And if you're dumping all your skills into points, or all your points into skills, I know English, everyone. I promise. I think that's a valid question to ask. But like one of the example talismans is a blessed weapon. So this would be your gun that gives you a boost on that, and like towards combat, which could be useful because I think the roles are slightly different. Maybe, I don't know. To kind of move forward a little bit, artifacts are 3 times its level, and artifacts have songs. Celestial artifacts rather, which is different than a talisman because talisman are ethereal. And corporeal artifacts are just items, and I still don't fully understand what they do. And our mutual friend, my nemesis, was trying to explain that to me, and I don't quite get it. My character had a hat because I had a point left. It was a beanie. Oh, that's right. They always stay with you, and they can they come back to you if you lose them. So celestial, right? So celestial artifacts, ordinary celestial artifact is 3 times its level. So if you wanted like something with like a level 2 Song of Healing, like a Ace Bandage or something, that would be 6 points.
Wow, okay, that's expensive.
And an artifact that is both a relic and a reliquary costs 5 times its level if its essence can be used only for the song that's assigned to it, or 6 times its level if the essence can be drawn for other purposes. Gaining essence is essentially like, if you're familiar with Exalted, like your motes that you spend.
So it almost sort of seems like at the beginning of the game, your best bet is to really kind of to maybe get like 1 or 2 really fabulous either songs or artifacts or reliquaries, put the rest into skills, and then see if that's not something that you uncover in the game as it goes. If the goal of the session is to find something.
Yeah, I mean, I know with my character I did a few skills, but I really plugged a lot of my points into songs. Because again, your songs, for example, like if you took Dreams, there are 3 different versions of that. There are the corporeal Song of Dreams,
Right.
ethereal, and celestial, and they each do different things and function in very different ways.
Okay.
So, you have 36 points. There is a skill list. If you have the PDF open, a list of skills was said somewhere. You know what? I have to say, though, as frustrating as this does sound, I do enjoy flipping through a book to make a character. It's just a little weird to be doing it live like this.
Well, and it sounds like this game really gives you, because the game doesn't give you an exhaustive list of every item, or every relic you can encounter, or every song you can pick from. It really sort of sounds like, here's a bunch of examples. Go ham.
Yeah. Skills are a little bit better. I just have to find the page. There is a pretty good list of skills starting on page 73 with the corresponding trait that it applies to. So, like, Detect Lies is keys off your perception, and that will be with your dice roll. And it's a weird system, like a D666 system, where you roll 3D6s. Rolling 3D1s or 3D6s is good or bad, depending on if you're a demon or an angel.
Love that.
Roll.
Love that.
Rolling 3 6s is good if you're a demon, bad if you're an angel, and vice versa if you're an angel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was 36 points I think we said earlier.
Yes.
So yeah, go ahead and start buying stuff. If you have specific questions about artifacts, we can figure that out. Excuse me, I have the hiccups. Oh my goodness. I think that's, par for the course for tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'll also notice that some skills have a couple abilities that they key off of, like fighting, for example, has strength or will. If you're fighting keys off will, what you have to assign to it when you buy it, it's about your force of like your mental fortitude. Strength is more of like a physical combat kind of thing.
Yeah. So I think I chose fighting keyed off my strength.
Fabulous.
In part because none of you angels did. And somebody's gotta save our skins.
I am pretty sure the angel I made took like firearms of some sort.
Okay.
I think. I don't have it open. I'll be posting that on the blog on Monday when when I post this character as well, and we'll have them up there with some ramblings about character creation tonight that I reflect upon post stream. Okay, so how many of your points did you spend? Have you spent any? You said you had fighting, so I know you have some spent.
I have spent, as of me attempting to do this on my own, 12.
Okay, so then you have 24 left. And do you want to list off all the skills you've chosen so far?
I will do that again, absolutely. I took fighting keyed off of strength and dodge. That's under corporeal. Under ethereal, I chose lying and savoir faire.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
And under celestial, I took fast talk and seduction.
Nice. Cool. And are those all different levels or are those same level?
They're all different levels.
Okay, cool. Okay, so
I don't know how fussy you want to get right now since it's midnight already.
okay, so now I think maybe choosing a few songs could be really interesting. They are a 1-for-1. Again, you have to note if it's corporeal, ethereal, celestial for that. Were there any of these in particular when you were flipping through the book that seemed interesting to you?
Song of Attraction.
Okay, did you...
Next question.
So the ethereal song of attraction makes the victim madly, passionately attracted to you. The corporeal lets you attune items to you, which is like the corporeal artifacts being attuned to you kind of thing. And celestial...
Wild guess which one I picked.
Ethereal, for sure.
Yeah,
Um...
I want a sexy demon journalist, please. I don't want things to stick to him.
Well, you say that, but with the nature of your job, the celestial song of attraction lets you attune to people and lets you be able to find and know where the hell they're at whenever you want. That could be useful too.
You can pencil that in, but not the priority.
Charm could be useful to you. Motion could be very useful to you. The corporeal song of motion gives you freedom from gravity.
Wild.
The ethereal one lets you manipulate the world with your thoughts, like levitation, telekinesis, more or less.
Sure.
And then the celestial song of motion lets you change the object's location within the symphony, i.e. teleportation.
Awesome.
Possession lets you possess people. Projection lets you send your consciousness to other places. Shields are good. Tongues. So like the corporeal song of tongues lets you communicate in any human language.
Oh, that sounds important.
Ethereal gives you telepathy. And celestial lets you bind brief messages into a bit of essence and let it loose into the cosmos where it makes its way directly into the mind of the receiver.
Interesting.
And there are more songs in other books, but we're going to stick with just the core book because you've seen how this has gone tonight, everyone.
I don't even want to think about pivoting to other books. No, just no. What's the corporeal song of Ain't Nobody Got Time for That?
Fan content.
That was rhetorical. So now, with something like, let's talk about with something like the song of letting me make shit float, whatever that was. The song of motion?
Yes. So for
Yeah.
telekinesis, it would be the ethereal song of motion.
Sure. Now, so do I buy that at a flat rate?
Yes, I believe they were 1-for-1 with songs.
Right, but what I'm trying to say is, if I buy it and it's 2, is that it, or is it a case where, well, if you buy it at level 1, you can make a toaster float. If you buy it at level 2, you can make a dog float.
Good
If
point.
you buy it at level 3, you can make a 6-year-old float.
So
Is that how that breaks down?
So it is actually equal to your ethereal forces times the amount of essence spent on the performance. The level determines the dice in your roll.
Okay.
um,
So what you're buying when you buy it is how good you are at it, not like how much it does.
yes. So for the ethereal song of motion, Evelyn, we might need some help. Thank you so much for offering. I truly appreciate you more than words can say. Are you Evelyn? Are you on our Discord? Because if not, we would truly love to have you there as well.
That doesn't mean that we are.
We're not drowning. We're getting through it. No, we're getting through it. That is the true purpose of building character, is to sit here and build a character and encounter the difficulties with it and encounter the frustrations with it and ultimately end with a character that we understand and and like. So, back to this motion, You can mentally control a number of pounds equal to your ethereal forces times the amount of essence spent on the performance. So your base modifier, because your ethereal is at 3, is 3 times however much essence you spend on it in pounds.
Sure.
And it lasts for a number of minutes equal to the check digit of the successful roll.
Okay.
And the song's range in yards is equal to the performer's skill. So I think that is like, if you bought 3, it'd be up to 3 yards, is how I'm interpreting that. Yeah. Okay, so you have some songs that you have kind of picked out. You picked out Attraction for
Yes.
Ethereal.
Yes.
You seem really into this idea of ethereal motion. That feels like a Donnie Darko reference.
No, I'm just trying to gauge how to invest in these songs. That was my question. Do I need to buy 3 points worth of a song to have it work? But it sounds like what I'm actually doing is that comes when I spend the essence to perform it.
Yes.
So that's based on my abilities, and then
Yeah. As far as I understand it, and Evelyn will probably let us know that we are like completely insane, have no idea what we're doing. But that's the fun of this. I'm actually I was a little getting caught up with it in a moment, but now I'm having fun with this because now this is causing a discussion about what this means, not only mechanically, but also what's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know. It looks like what the book does is kind of rather than break things down in a very mathematical fashion. It sounds like what they do is they give you a lot of gameplay examples. So and so wants to do this.
Yeah.
The GM tells them to spend this many and roll this many, and the result is this, which means this occurs.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's what happens rather than a table that says, here's how many points you need to spend to successfully throw a toddler across the room.
That's highly that is highly specific. I work in a bookstore. I thought I liked children. I do not like children. We are fine. At all.
No, I mean, yeah.
Okay, so were there any of these other songs that you thought were interesting?
I would need to pour through them and really take a look at all of them and see what they all are before I start committing points to anything. Attraction is the big one. That's the no-brainer.
Okay. And then
We'll invest in that because he's literally a social tank.
So
in my mind and my concept.
And then you liked tongues too.
Yes.
So tongues, motion, and attraction. Those.
Sure. I'm probably not actually going to keep motion. For now, that's fine.
1 second. I'm gonna respond to the chat here. We're at. We are not that bad, Cam. We are not adrift at sea.
That's where I left him, which is why I said to you, hey, if you ever do an episode about Nomine, you can use it as a 2-bird, 1-stone to A, create content, and B, help me finish this stupid demon, because I have no idea what I'm doing.
I want to make a bad joke so bad, but it's so wrong, and everyone would hate me if I said it, so I'm not.
That impulse should not be impulsive. That's good. Because it wasn't on Twitch.
No, it will not be on Twitch. Well, it will be on YouTube forever. Even worse. Okay, so why don't we say, just for... Why don't we say for shits and giggles, just for this example, that you're putting 4 in attraction,
Okay.
4 in tongues, and let's just say 4 in motion. That's 12. And then we have 12 points left.
Sure. 12 points left. Nice and easy.
With that, I think turning your...
Doing math right here.
45. See, I'm going back in the book for costs of servants. The cost, I think, turning your fan into a servant might be really interesting. And we have, 12 points left?
Yes.
So the cost of a servant depends on his resource level, which affects the chance he'll follow dangerous or offensive orders as described below. Multiply a servant's class by his level as a resource. Classes, so example, a level 1, like a class 1 is like a zombie of 4 forces, whereas you have 9, for example. A reliever Emperor Gremlin would have 4 forces, but they have other powers, so they'd be class 2. A human being with 5 forces would be 4.
Okay.
A soldier would be a class 5. A soldier undead with 6 forces, or a human with 5 forces created with 20 extra character points, again class 5. An experienced soldier. Okay, so that would be 4 with 5 forces. Class 4. And then by his level. So a level would indicate general capabilities and what skills they have. So if we want to just make this, real neat and tidy, we could make it a level 3 servant for 12 points.
Yeah, make the math super easy since he's, yeah.
So then you would just put, we can define who and what this servant is. Oh wait, no. God, that would be class by level. That'd be 12 divided by 2. That'd be 6. So you'd have 6 points left that we could then maybe put into like some kind of artifact or even more skills if you want. You have these 6 points. I think maybe putting a few more in skills, like maybe
Sure.
maybe
I'm very close to that.
maybe 4, and then maybe taking like a level 2 talisman or something, and that could be
What?
like a level 2 talisman or something that gives you a boost to a skill, and it could even be a boost to a skill that you don't have.
Awesome.
Which, when we were talking about that earlier, we've come full circle. That's why that would be useful.
Right.
So yeah. So, okay. So we have a basic understanding of this, everyone. We have spent after this, you name your character. What did you name him anyways, Kim?
Dantalion.
Dantalion. Oh, that's hot. I like that.
I named him first. Rules.
I often name my character like very early on or in the middle of character creation, just when something comes to me. It's not something I do last. I know a lot of people name their character last, but I think getting to understand the meat and potatoes of a character, like naming them, really helps me do that personally.
The thing for me is always the 1-2 punch of a concept,
Mm-hmm.
which would usually be literally like Wikipedia list of demon names. I'm like, yeah, that one's great. That's exactly the energy I wanted. For Dantalion, Dan for his friends. Angels get to be his friends. But concept is a combination of like what kind of character he is and what kind of character he needs to be structurally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is he social? Is he a brain? Is he a strong guy? And then that's almost always dovetailed with a face, because it really helps me at character creation to think about how the character takes up space, what their physicality is like, what their demeanor is like. If I can get a voice in my head for when they speak, that can be a huge step for me personally. Especially if it's going to mean that I'm doing a voice, because I do like to do different voices.
Yeah,
As
and
I role play to differentiate, just to give them that character. So that's always the first step for me. Rules be damned, personally. So what I have for this character first and foremost is a name and picture.
no, that's great. I mean, we all have our ways in which we enter into that. I really dive into like my concept first, and then I weirdly start thinking about things like like songs or like the resources, because I find those things really integral to my character a lot of times. Like I am really like in World of Darkness, for example, I'm really tied up into like backgrounds, or Chronicles of Darkness with the merits. I start thinking about that to shape my character, but we all do it in a different way. There's no right or wrong way to do it either, and that's the fun thing. But okay, all jokes aside, do you have a better grasp of how this works now? I know we kind of like meandered through a lot of this.
I do.
Okay.
When I wake up tomorrow morning and have forgotten everything, I can just pull this video up and watch it again.
It'll be on YouTube forever. Forever. Thank you, Steve Jackson Games. We'll be here all night. Forever. Okay, so we've got a little bit over by about 10 minutes, but, you know, we got a little bit of a late start because of technical issues, too. But you know what? It's all good. We had a good time. Kim, thank you so much for coming on to the stream tonight. For any of you watching, if you liked what you saw and just think we're completely insane and love us for it, like and subscribe us on Twitch. We would really appreciate that. We love bringing content to you, and we love talking with you in chat. Evelyn, you've become one of my new favorite people right now. You've been like so...
Thank you so much for your wisdom and insight. Logan, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Matt, thank you for putting up with the fact that I sound like I'm in an octopus's garden with shade. Please follow me on Twitter @Harridan, where I sound normal all the time.
Yeah. I'm kidding. No, Kim, you sound normal all the time. You're in fact the voice of reason for me 90% of the time. And I appreciate you for it. I said you're the voice of reason for me 90% of the time, and I appreciate you for it.
I'm the voice actor of reason.
Is that what it was? Oh, you found out my plan. No, I'm not. I love you so much. Thank you, listeners. Enjoy. Catch us again next Monday for building character. I don't know what I'll make. I usually pick it out a couple days beforehand. I like to go in just to give you some behind the curtain stuff. I like to go in a little blind because I like falling into those difficulties, and I find it interesting. I think it makes it a little bit more real and relatable. I have been picking games I know a little that I know a little bit better, which is ultimately more useful, I guess, on the grand scheme of things. But this is fun. I enjoyed everything about this, and I can't wait to dive more into Nomine, because as of today, I have every book, and I am flexing on that so hard, and I am not ashamed to admit it. But again, like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Have a good night, and see you at the Body Electric, not this Friday, but next. And you'll see me again making something next Monday, April 1st, and we really will be there, I promise.
Yeah.
But thank you, and have a good night. Bye, everyone.